Hey guys, are you really sick of your work and want to retire? In this episode, let's talk about retirement.
Like an old man,
Yeah, 40s already, you know.
My retirement dream is I can just stay at home and do nothing, or I can be a dog sitter.
As a human, you can't just sit down and do nothing.
You have to keep yourself occupied, right? If not, you'll go insane. It's like a jail. Healthcare is the biggest thing that will get you out from retirement.
The biggest problem I've seen with all business owners is they become a slave to their business. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Cafe Money. In this episode, we'll talk about retirement and what's the timeline. You'll discuss like how do you reach retirement, the many strategies that we all have. And it's coming from me, I'm retired.
Like an old man,
Yeah, 40s already, you know.
40s is young or retirement,
so
come
young.
on.
Yeah, so we talk about retirement, how does it feel to be retired? And I just want most of you to reach a stage where you reach retirement and you can plan for the things you want to do in life.
You don't work for money.
Yeah, so actually, Ken, right, since you are the only person here retired, I just want to ask you, how does retirement life feels like to you? Like, what do you do now? Are you like, every day just sleep at home, relax, or are you super busy?
When you think about retirement, right, most people think about travel and stuff. The fact is, I know a few people who are financially quite well off. They don't need to work for the rest of their life. And most often, including me, you find that we are all more busy than ever. You put us in retirement for 6 months when you're like, screw this shit. We can't take it anymore. We'll continue doing. Because ultimately,
basically, backside itchy lah.
It's not backside itchy, but as a human, you can't just sit down and do nothing. I mean, your mindset of you bringing to retirement early, and you want to put this guy to sit in this room and do nothing and read newspaper, it is not going to happen.
It's idealistically not healthy.
Yeah, it's not healthy. Maybe you might get dementia early just by slowing down your brain. But if you understand like human beings, right, we are always constantly seeking purpose in our life and meaning of life. Usually when after you retire, you come back, you become a lot more busy because you know exactly what is your purpose in life, what you want to do, how you want to do it.
I just watched a YouTube video yesterday about this guy who sold away his Oriental supplier business, multi-million dollars away, right? And he got nothing to do pretty much after that.
How much he sold away for?
Hundreds of millions.
What?
And
What did he do?
And he went to Las Vegas and gamble away hundreds of millions of dollars. I can't imagine someone can gamble away an IPO company price.
So dumb.
I think it comes from a space of like meaning and purpose. And sometimes, people have a very perverse way of looking at busyness. I mean, sometimes it's about being fulfilled. You know what I mean? Like the idea of free, I'm busy, I want to be free. How about busy and you want to be fulfilled? Right, because time is you still need to spend time doing things that you love, right? So I agree, Ken. I think ultimately it's maybe transiting to something that you love or passion, a non-profit. Even if it's for profit, like finally you start a business after retirement for fun, like a low expenses business, and you just want to keep yourself active. I think that's very healthy.
Me and Benny has this conversation together, right? Because he asked me, what do I want to do? I always say I want to retire early, So he asked me what I want to do when I retire. So here's my dream.
Yeah, share.
My retirement dream is I can just stay at home and do nothing. And I just take care of my dogs. Or I can be a dog sitter. Means you take care of the dogs at home. People can drop their dogs at your place and I just play with the dogs the whole day and I just walk the dog.
Do you get paid for being a dog sitter?
Yes.
Sign me up, man.
So how many dogs will you expect to come to your house?
I hope 20 dogs.
20 dogs.
So I imagine myself to hold 20 dogs and walk the park.
So would that make you very busy?
You end up very busy, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's the conversation, right?
But I'm happy.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, it's not the concept of freedom, but I think it's a concept of liberty, like really having a choice to do what you want to do next. You have to keep yourself occupied, right? If not, you'll go insane. It's like a jail if you retire and do nothing.
Exactly. And let's say you start walking 20 dogs, probably you'll be earning quite a bit also because you're sitting 20 dogs. And after that, I just know what's going to happen. It's like, this is not enough, let me impact more dogs. So you're just going to do something more, like have a shelter or stuff. So your life gets more busy after that. But there's a purpose-driven. Let's talk about how to reach retirement. What's your strategy to retire early?
I see myself as, in a way, already retired at some form. So I have my investment, I got my properties and all that, I'm cool, right? But I'm super active in business, so I'm not out of business, right? I just think business is a hobby to me. So I'm in it for a reason. But I'm very clear about this thing called retirement because I don't want to fall into booby traps that get me out of retirement. For me, number one, healthcare is the biggest thing that will get you out from retirement. So if you get into some terminal illness, you're in hospital, of course you are forever retired, it's cool, right? But what if you got a very expensive medical bill that you have to pay for? And if you cannot afford, you find yourself trying to make money, make ends meet again, right? So taking care of your healthcare benefit is super important. Anytime when I get myself into some, unfortunately, in some illnesses, I know it's covered. So I know that it will not set me back into worrying about money. So before you think about making a lot of money, what are the biggest obstacles that makes you worry about money? You want to solve all those away first, because if you're always worrying, you are not retired. As I was planning deeper, right, into the next few years of my life, I would say career switch in a way whereby, my businesses are all okay. I'm trying to train my next generation of leaders and stuff. So I'm just trying to think of, then what's left with me? You get it? So become obsolete from my own company. You get it? So,
but that's the best part. As a business owner previously, the best thing you could ever do is make yourself obsolete. Because most business owners, I assure you this is going to happen. Those who are business owners, you let me know below in the comments what you guys do for business. I'm really interested to know about your life. Because I know as business owners, the biggest problem I've seen with all business owners is they become a slave to their business. You can work for somebody, you can just quit anytime. But when you become a business owner, good luck quitting.
No weekends, baby.
You're going to be it's going to be a shit life for a long time. And who's going to sell the business to? Who's going to buy your crap? So who's going it's as simple as it sounds. Running 5 business, I was having a problem with legacy. What Benny has done, if you could make yourself irrelevant in the business, although it's nothing to do with retirement planning, but if you could make yourself irrelevant, wow, I think you did a pretty good job.
Thanks. I mean, that's why the only front that I built in my business is this front. I mean, I love to do this with Ken. Ken knows that I just love to talk non-stop here, right? So I think this is where I want to be, and probably spread more on YouTube without worrying about finances. Yeah, but that's my choice. But we won't go back to the retirement topic, but it's important to make yourself irrelevant when it comes to money, right? I think investment is a form of way to make yourself irrelevant, because if you are continuously building your competency, thinking that it will make you more money, you just get trapped in the loop, right? Because what if I can make more? That you never ever put your time into something that makes you money. So I just met with a few relatives recently. They are too busy for investment. It's so sad.
That is really very sad.
It's very sad.
Because you spend so much time working, earning that money, and then you know that you're actually working hard, but your money is not.
So they're too busy for financial freedom. That you're trying to retire, but you are so busy for retirement plans or investment plans.
You're just too busy being busy. Everybody's doing that. I'm just busy being busy.
Busyness doesn't equals to productivity.
And back to retirement, right? I think that sometimes when I look at people around me, I realize that it's about expectation. People think of retirement as like we mentioned just now, like relaxing in a very nice place, big house or something like that. But the thing is, right, actually a lot of people, you can retire if you just adjust your expectation of retirement. So for example, can you downsize your house? If you were to downsize your house, like maybe you can already cash out quite some money for reinvestment purposes, and then this will speed up your journey of retirement.
That's so true.
Another thing is, let's say if you have a house that has got multiple rooms, are you willing to give out the privacy to rent out the rooms for this additional income so that you can retire earlier?
That's a very good point. I mean, imagine the kind of cash flow you get from renting just 2 rooms out of your house.
Yep.
Yeah.
A very good point, yeah.
Easily it's thousands for many countries.
Yeah, you just cover your mortgage,
Yeah, cover your mortgage. Or if you're mortgage free after 20 years, you could easily have a cash flow of $2,000-$3,000 because you're mortgage free, right? And that could probably cover your expenses. And actually you're done.
So imagine you have $1,000 from your rental income, and then you're a dog sitter. You earn a little bit of part-time money, right?
Genius.
So right, you can do what you like, and you earn a little bit of money, and you can retire.
Which is a very interesting concept, because Ken is what I consider a financial minimalist. And knowing Qiuyu myself, I know that she's also very little in her spending, right? I just think that it's so important that people revisit their retirement idea. Your idea is a bit looser, and you consider many options. Maybe you could retire much faster. For example, like what you guys say, having loosely hold on to the word of ownership, downsizing it to something smaller. You could have easily have a lump sum of money to do many other things, right? But it's easy to say, of course, it's easy for us to say, but for someone who has hold on to their asset so dearly for many years, to get them to downsize is a logical but emotional decision. They have to still
just throw away all your things. You only need a little bit of things.
You see, a lot of people derive their self-worth through significance. They feel good when they drive a Mercedes or a BMW. And because they do that, they are going to be forever remain in this trap to not retire. But the thing is, do you really need that kind of significance when what other people think of you is really not that important?
I agree.
I think it is a long journey. We perhaps have overcome that identity issue, you know what I mean? But I mean, imagine if you are new rich, you just make your first bout of money. And then imagine we are not in our 20s, but in our 20s, everybody's like comparing their career, you know, who's doing better and all that. So I know it's tough, but it's something you have to overcome, because if your identity is shaped by validation, it's a very dangerous trap. Your identity must be shaped by your congruency, like who do you think you are, right? And what do you represent, right? And your cause and your movement and what you believe in, right? That's good.
Yeah, this just bringing this point across. Those I know a lot of you are watching this about 20 over years old, and if you are one of those, I mean, probably out of your 10 friends, and they feel happy driving a BMW M4 fast car, maybe a Golf GTI, and if you are the only one in the group, the oddball out, you're not really interested in all this, though you're earning the same salary as your peers.
Here's it,
I assure you that you're going to do much better than when you're 30s and 40s, because your mindset is set, right?
Ready.
You have your priorities right. All you need to do is just drive one less better car, take public transport. But coming from where I was last time, I assure you that you can do a lot better.
Or I would say you are probably in the wrong group of friends.
Yeah,
the wrong group of friends. There are a bunch of people out there like us.
Friends.
I mean, like us, we don't change friends.
Yeah, high five, man. High five to that.
Yeah.
Change friends.
Change friends. Please don't change me out there. Many groups of people like us really don't care about all these, too big about all these luxurious brands. You get it? Like it's just not part of the blueprint. And I think that if you are constantly in a group whereby they seek validation from shopping, from cloud chasing, right, then it's just really wrong. Don't convince your friend out of something that they are not. You know, just be very comfortable who you are and find the right people. Right? And I have bankers friends who the first thing they ever did when they make their money is buy 3 cars. What the hell? You are one human. Why do you need 3 cars? You should go and buy your investment, your stocks portfolio, right? Yep. And do you know some of the poorest people are financial planners themselves and bankers?
Yes, so many of them, like they help people plan their policies, they help people plan their finances, but they don't plan for themselves. And what do they do with the money that they earn? They buy cars. Because why? The peers, everybody is driving the sports car, so they need to look like it.
For recruitment purposes.
You don't need to look like it. Just be you.
Going back to Qiuyu's point, I actually wasn't kidding. Okay, so those friends you could keep but meet them less. Last time I got a lot of students, and every of my students, thousands, have practiced this one exercise in front of me. In fact, you could do this at home. You have a list of 10 people you are closest with, you spend the most time with, and just on that list itself, you write their name, and on the right, you write their estimated salary. You don't need to know exactly, just estimate. You add them all up and divide by a number of people, so you get the average salary. It's like a 99% chance it's going to be the same as yours.
Wow.
Because you're the average of the people around you. So how do you break away from it? Probably, like, again, different group of friends. But where do you find the different group of friends? You can usually join communities where, like, maybe investment communities.
Comment in where you stay, right on your country. You probably
join the chicken gang.
Join the chicken gang. Yeah, join the money gang or join the chicken gang. Put a country down. Put a name down. I'm so distracted by her. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm just distracted by 2 of my co-hosts who is like pop. I cannot share my point. Okay, wait, let me share. What's the beautiful thing? You might meet someone in the same country of yours, catch up, right, and then form a new forged friendship through this channel, right? I mean, like, that's how you grow, right? Different people, different perspective, and I believe there are like-minded people in this channel as well. Qiuyu, so you are youngest among us, right? And you're on your journey, and you have already a very sound investment portfolio, right? So where do you see retirement is? How far do you think your retirement is?
I want to retire in 5 years.
Wow!
I want to lah. I think it's about the shift in what is a retirement life for me. So I guess right now I am very busy with building up my active income. So with the active income, I am going to do investment. So besides investment, so active income, building a business, and so that I can be away from the business and make myself obsolete from the business.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
Actually, she did something right, and I want to emphasize on it. A lot of people, when you do, your probability of success is going to be very high. I call it public declaration. Just tell the world I'm going to retire in 5 years.
5 years, guys, 5 years. Me.
Because you're telling the world, you have to do it somehow. you just mentally set yourself up.
There's accountability
Oh,
now.
no.
It's all about accountability. If you don't reach there, like you don't reach retirement in 5 years, you could tell people, I'm going to buy the first 100 people who comment in this channel dinner. Something like that. You could do something like that. I used to do it like I was telling people, if I reach 60 kilos by the end of in a year, I was just going to buy everybody dinner. You have that in your mind. And public declaration is the most powerful thing, and you will do it.
You are so right, yeah, because there's this accountability, there's this words of affirmation also. You're putting yourself out there.
Hurry up, declare.
Commenting.
You want to publicly declare something?
No, why is this channel this episode getting so weird? Dude, you guys are on the high, you guys are marijuana or something. I would say that I have the same goal. Right, but I have it in a very different way because I think that I would love to be active in the business for the next 15 years. I really love what I'm doing. It's like a hobby to me, like starting a new business, having fun, So I really don't see that as an issue. But would I start to shift my trajectory into more passion-based business, spending more time coaching people and talking to people, yes, but I just have a very different view. But I'm very clear and very certain that financially wise, in the next 5 years, I know that there's no possible reason why am I not going to be financially ready to retire even with my large expenses now, right? Even with my large, do I have to reduce the expenses? Yes, but even with my large expenses. But I want to focus on two more things before we go on. Especially I know how Ken build his portfolio publicly declare on YouTube, right? The idea about having passive income, and I will believe in this channel in Cafe Money called growth. Team growth, right? So if you're team growth, comment once again. If you guys understand and watch our old video, type in team growth, right? So the idea of passive income is very luring, but very delusional.
Yes.
Yeah. And a lot of people are still fighting for the passive income, right? Yes, you need income to make a living, right? But I want to emphasize back again about growth. So Ken, share with us the journey. Like how do you rapidly become retired over time, right? Is it through pennies and like passive portfolio income and all that?
10x or go home. I have a shirt here. 10x or go home. 10x your money or freaking go home. Okay.
Yes, comment at the bottom if you want to buy
the t-shirt.
No, not t-shirt for the OGs who follow our channel if you want to buy the NFT t-shirt, 10x or go home, right? Exactly. So Ken is a big proponent of that, and from that I really find that same alignment. That's why we really spend a lot of time together, is that you have to make very clear growth move in your income. When it comes to property in Qiuyu, when it comes to stocks in you as well, your trajectory has to be huge and you'll be growing. You don't want to fight for that, I'm going to put in 100,000 for that 10% passive income. That's $10,000 a month. And if you don't grow that pot, you'll still remain small. So the pot size is really important. Yeah.
Let me clarify. You said 10%, you said a month. No. It's
a
not.
year.
Okay, yeah. But probably people who goes that approach of that kind of approach, I don't think they will even expect 10%. 5%, they'll be pretty happy for those kind of mindset. Yeah. But what's 5-10% going to bring you end of 10 years? Actually, to be honest, I mean, like 100K over 10 years at 10% a year is
it's going to be small. Yeah, and you're spending the 10% because it's passive income, right? Yeah. So it doesn't amount to. So be very clear about if you want a retirement quick, or in fact, if not even quick, even in the next 10 years, realistically, right, your pot size, the quantum, the amount is more important than a little bit of passive income that you make every year. So I will forego REITs any day, but to invest in growth stock any day. For property as well, I'll forego passive income, positive cash flow for growth, for rentability and growth, because that is how I double my income every 5 years. I double my saving every 5 years, every 2 years, every 1 year, right? And that's it. Look at the crypto scene. If you understand where the world is moving, you are really investing in growth. You are in crypto, you are having a high risk, yes, you're investing in growth. You're understanding Tesla, you're investing in growth. So having that growth mindset is key. And the next part to this is that most people don't get to retirement, just like they're too busy for being busy, right? It's because they don't invest young. They think that when they have enough money, they will learn about investment. I think investment is a journey, right? Even you have $1,000, guys, start this journey. There's so many juvenile things that I learned. The emotional right of dollar cost averaging.
Sounds simple, right?
Sounds simple, right? Yeah, but let me tell you, when your stocks just plummet down, right? What do you do next? What do you do next, right? So I have been through that journey before a few years back, right? And I really understand that it's so important to start young. You know, some of our friends, just let Ken know, right, who they are really young, some of our team members, who are very new in their career, they have $1,000. They start buying Tesla, bits and pieces. They see how they can get it in. Yes, they might not be able to buy a whole stock, but they are getting into the game. So they are experiencing that juvenile mistakes, should I sell now? Oh, should I buy now? And they've been through that, and they know that when their savings start to get bigger, they're all gonna be on a very safe journey of investment. So I think it's very important to start young.
If you understand the company deep enough, when the stock drops, you actually become happy.
Yeah.
You're just not a factor at all.
You are never too poor to learn investment.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't need to be rich to
And you are never
learn.
too young, neither are you too old to learn about it.
Yes, you just have to start, because the emotional journey is what is not often talked about in any financial training and investment, right? But that is a big one. Yes. So Ken, what do you think are some tips that you really hold to very tightly to get you here?
My tips are no secret. It's just very simple. So what you need to do is just spend less, buy what you need, not what you want, buy what you need, invest the rest. And that's it, man. There's no science to it. I don't like to do like 10% a year. As I said, initially I used to do like Facebook, Apple, because those days, those were the disruptive companies. And now lately, they're like, bleh. So now I'm in Tesla. Why do I do that? Because that brings massive amount of growth. And let's say if I make a mistake, risk to reward, like I spend $1 and I lose that $1. But I can lose many $1. All I need is one to make it right. So
Yes.
I prefer the risk to reward ratios for that, because often enough, most people play it very safe. And in history, playing it safe has never been really safe, because there's so many factors that goes into counterparty risk, disruption, and management. There's so many things that is unaccounted for in the paper. You do any calculation. The risk to reward game is best. So you just need to understand the company fundamentally, or your investments fundamentally, like what I did with crypto and
Tesla.
tada.
Yeah. Playing not to lose is not playing to win. It's a huge different categories.
I think to have a very clear goal of what you want to achieve when you are planning for your retirement and stick to it, right? And of course, start investing early, especially if you are young, right? And if you are slightly older, then I think is checking out your expenses and be realistic about what you can achieve when you are retiring.
I think be very clear and hold loosely about the concept of retirement. Have a purpose. Growth is more important than passive. And lastly, right, take care of those big ticket item expenses, for example, like a healthcare or that, because those will set you back a lot if you don't really manage those properly. And with that, we've come to the end of the episode about retirement. Guys, share with us what is your next few focus when it comes to retirement plan, right? And we'll comment at the bottom. And we'll see you soon in the next episode. Bye!